Welcome back to the Skill Builders Guild.
Welcome. Week 77.
77 weeks of this nonsense.
77.
I'm over
Check in where you're watching from, and how excited you are for me to tear Matt apart about this week.
Oh, Josh.
Can I tell you the roller coaster of emotions that I've gone through?
No.
Just today.
Hang on. Just give me a second here. You were way out of sync. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Okay, go ahead.
Roller coaster. Son of a...
What are you going to say?
Started off with like a disappointment, because I was like, oh man, Matt had a pretty good week this week. No, I wasn't disappointed about that at all. But then I was reading.
Let's hear it.
I read through all the comments on my video, and I read through all of yours.
Yep. Because
there's interesting comments that happen on both sides.
All right, let's hear it.
And some gentleman in there was just like, so Matt, where'd you find that ESC for $50? And I was like, oh yes. Because I went and checked, and I saw the ESC price. It was higher. And then I was like, yes. And then I went to your video description, I clicked the link, $50. Just up and then down. But then I realized something.
Go for it.
You used the link to the combination that didn't include the Bluetooth module.
Oh, I didn't.
Your combo, $64.99, sir.
Interesting. Okay, well, guess what? I got news for you.
Cheater.
Nope, not at all. Not in the slightest.
What?
I bought the combo that comes with everything.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Cheater.
I'll tell you why.
You can't just take and split it up.
What's the total? What's the total of that combo? It's $100.
No, that's not how this works. You can't say.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So all of a sudden you've got a problem with the rules?
That's not. You can't buy it for the. You're like, I bought it for this much. No, you didn't.
Is it? I've got a bone to pick with you, by the way.
You're a cheat.
Oh, wow. How does it feel? Josh, to have the rules interpreted in a way that you don't like? Is this how this game works? This is how it works for you, I guess. So, rules for you, no rules for me.
Have not.
The
this
moment
is not an interpretation of the rules that I've ever seen.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, that's too bad for you. Yeah, pot, meat, kettle. In terms of emotions, I have another question for you.
Yeah.
How much were all the materials that you cut up and then ultimately didn't use?
If you're not using, just like you said, didn't use. If you don't use it, I don't just start counting the costs of things in the back.
Well, I'm just going to show you how to cut it out of this plastic. Then, not going to use that. Here's some aluminum. I'm also not going to use that. Hey, you got a part right there, pal. That's using it.
This is a tool. Just tools don't count. This was a tool of demonstrations, sir. If I'm using it as a tool, we don't count the cost of tools. A demonstration tool, an educational piece, an item.
Right. This Bluetooth module.
Understanding.
This Bluetooth module is an educational object. Because next week, obviously, the motor is coming in.
I'm gonna use this as a hammer. Okay.
You're a ding dong.
Like Jesse, it's a flathead screwdriver.
Wait, who's a tool? It's from Oni. Thank you, Oni. It's a good job. Postage wasn't part of the budget. Yeah, that's true, Robbie. I would be screwed if that were the case.
Yes, that is always.
What about, yeah, exactly. Those 3 fancy water bottles. Surely those cost something too.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I'll tell you what
No
though.
question. Let me know if you have a question. And thank you to Oathkeeper. I'm on your side, Josh. But if you're if you're not cheating, you're not trying hard enough. Some of us just are good at cheating.
Well, yeah, I'd say that if you're good at cheating, you're generally horrible at life. All things considered, though, this was a great week. It was pretty exciting. That chassis that you designed is really cool. And if I wasn't already locked into what I've done, I think I would build one of those.
I'll send you another one. You can use it for something else.
Send me the carbon fiber one.
Yes, I can do that. Yeah. And so this was my test bed platform that I.
Don't even show me that. Don't even show me that.
This was the deadbolt that I had to go buy so that I could test all of this design. I couldn't use the other Betty because it's stock. So I was like, I'm just gonna go buy another one. So
Stabby Josh, I could educate you on the Bluetooth, but this isn't part of this ESC yet.
Yeah. Well, if you're teaching, I guess possibly it would be a tool. Ben says, where's the carbon fiber file? Ben, I will send you I can either send you the G code, I can send you the DX, whatever you want.
Whatever you want. He's got it all.
Perfect.
Blue Dooley said, I think if you're good at cheating, you don't get caught.
See?
So we're both horrible at it. Dude, you wrote the book on getting caught at cheating. Yeah, Josh is up to $2,000 on his budget so far.
You can have things as a demonstration. I mean, I had actual aftermarket carbon fiber frame rails that I was going to show as another option, and I ran out of time.
Unbelievable. You buy all of these things, and then you don't use them. Everything that I've purchased, I'm going to use. I haven't shown a single thing that's been like, here's an example of a thing you can buy that's not part of this budget.
I like to show it because it's just like it's like, it shows that I'm versed. Like I have other options. This is the one I choose. This is why this is the best. Your credibility is just, it's questionable at times.
Your credibility. Yes, that's correct. I think the majority of people understand that this is all part of the fun of this. And the two of us having this right now, I don't really care. I don't care what he does. I don't. It's just like he doesn't really care what I'm doing.
The whole thing is that it is so the Honcho budget build and the TRX4 Sport budget build, those trucks, we probably could have taken them both out and mine would have still performed better just because, but they were very close.
Yeah. Yeah. In terms of the actual like breakdown. Did you do the portal delete as well?
I did not.
Okay. All right. So there's a strong likelihood yours would have been better than mine.
Right.
Because gearing on that, you got to get it pretty low. Not ideal. Not ideal.
I bet you could have got it to somewhere around 60 miles an hour.
Well, yeah. I think given enough time and rollout, it probably could have gotten pretty fast.
Perry, thank you. Girls, don't argue. You're both pretty. And Isogen. When are you putting in the scale truck nuts?
Is that a thing again?
I mean,
people making that a thing.
Why not? Sometimes,
right? Why not? Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly just busting each other's balls. It's what friends do. We totally get it and are entertained. Excellent. Good. Josh has a 1-to-1 budget for a 1/24th scale build. By the end of this build series, Josh will have invested $36,000. You have to care. There should be a Scaly award to the winner of this and based on fans' opinion. Yeah. Josh is just going to put a 3 on the side, though.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll put truck nuts, a stack, a number 3, and
sound kit.
100mm shock somehow, and Scott Oblander, thank you. Love Matt. But does the truck have to be running at the end of the video? That's a great. My truck fully functional after every single week.
Oh, that's great. I don't care about that.
We even had to adjust the schedule for Matt.
Yes, because originally we were going to do a running video last week, and
you're like,
that wouldn't have happened.
What if we didn't do that?
Like, I was like, yeah, do we need to do that though? It feels like a waste of time, if I'm honest. Sam's Garage, thanks for the Australian $211 reduce. Much appreciated. I always like having you on the show. Josh could have bought Nicole 4 new tires for the cost he's put into his SCX24.
The Jeep has new tires. Thank you.
That's a real bone of contention for you. You don't like to hear people give you a hard time about the tires on your
I've fixed
presumably love of your life.
She just doesn't go that far all that often. So I was like, you're fine. Slowly.
Don't worry about it.
Fill it once a week. You're fine. Fine. Got new tires.
Take it easy. Cody Oscar David, thanks for the $9.99. Love you long time. A lot of people do. Question about tips for cutting holes in a Mojave bed for shock towers.
Oh,
that's tough. I have a hard time with that because you got to line it up just right in order to make it fit over exactly that spot. The best advice I can give you is to take off the shock towers, but mark on the frame where they are. And then you can start cutting in that kind of area around there. That would be the best choice for me. You can use a Dremel for that as well. Those Dremels, they get away from you though.
I will say that the plastic cutting that I did, there is witnesses of maybe a little bit too many RPMs. It's not super clean. I didn't do many close-ups on it in this week's video.
You weren't ever really going to use it anyway. So.
But I needed to show that but I even went through and made the aluminum one.
That's good. Good for you. Did you make 2 of them?
No. It was a tool, sir.
What a waste of material. People were telling me in the comments that I can still use this as the receiver.
Yeah, there's a throttle output on it.
Yeah, there is. So I may in fact do that. I haven't quite yet decided.
I'll show you in next week's video how you can take and cut that board in half so that you only use the receiver part. Watch for more tips.
I think that's not a thing.
It's totally possible. Paul Megler, thank you for showing the different possible options, just in case people don't want to follow exactly as you have done. He didn't. Okay, over there. That way.
Pretty good. I like that. Hey, you know what? Maybe if you want to use like one side carbon fiber and the other side plastic, you could totally do that too. And then you've got a little of the best of both worlds, and you're saving money. RC Dave charged up. Thanks for the $4.99. Think about it. He cheated his way to 50,000 subs by telling everyone to sub to his channel for a giveaway. It's been over a year, and there's been no giveaway. Right. Trash.
Done. I'm so happy.
It's great. I can't wait to see it. Lots of guys are asking me what was in the box from last week, and I completely forgot about it, and I put all that stuff upstairs. So
it obviously wasn't something you were crazy excited about.
I am crazy excited about it. But I had to remove it from the room to make space for finishing up the PC, which is now done. And then I completely forgot about it. So should I tell people what it is or should I wait?
Do I know what it is?
I think you do.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Okay.
Yeah.
You might just wait on that one. I think that
Okay.
one's going to be the reveal.
Hold off. That's a reveal for sure.
So,
Lone Star RC guy, thanks for the $4.99. So Josh's complaint about the name budget build off was the build off part. Seems like keeping budget in there is the least accurate part. That's a good point. GK says, so go upstairs.
Thank you, sir. Hope you were wearing your SBG Dremel shirt while dremeling those chassis, or did it end up in the trash? Where's the stash? No, it didn't end up in the trash.
You still have it?
Yes, I do, but I think it's in the laundry. It was in here because I had used it to show, but now I think it's in the laundry.
A lot of other people are also asking, where's the RC PC?
I haven't. Did I show you the?
Yeah, you showed me
sides.
Yeah, you did. Where is it? Well, it's in the other room because Josh and I are actually pretty close to being done this project.
Yeah.
And those are nice looking sides. I said this when I saw those panels the first time. I said, you can really see the difference between the way in which we think through a build.
Yeah.
Like very rarely do I have like shiny, clean, smart looking graphics. Most of the time it's ugly. Purposefully ugly. You know, like weathered or patinaed or cruddy. With intention. And yeah, Josh is always a lot more polished in the look, usually.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's mainly because I don't have the ability to patina things in a way that I would purposefully do.
Painting.
Prior to being, painting. So I'm just like, clean.
You get on the horn and you're like, all right, just design me things that are pretty.
Yeah. And yeah, who painted those panels that someone's Mike Jay's asking? That's not paint. That is a wrap that I had done and then printed and pre-cut and then delivered to me. And then I applied them to the panels that I laser cut.
Did you use a squeegee thing to make sure there's no bubbles?
I used a rewards card from a local casino.
Excellent. Excellent. That's good.
But I do still have the window cleaner that I used to.
Stabby Josh goes, I'm following along with Josh's build off. What do I do with all this extra stuff I bought?
Yeah, don't just go down the list of the description. That would not be the correct.
All right, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Now let's watch this video. I didn't even use any of that stuff.
Brian Sherwood, did you get her retreads?
No. Oh man, can you imagine? Just blah, 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 blah. Just flies off.
Can you get retreads on regular size tires? I thought those were only big truck
Yeah,
things.
that's a big truck thing. Matt Sharkey, speaking of ugly graphics, when are we going to get a restock on those SPG stickers? I don't do restocks usually. I just remake new ones to keep them fresh, so people who have already bought them want to buy them again.
Right.
Yeah. That's called marketing. Brian Sherwood, yes, I have used the Traxxas paint. I did a video on it. I don't even have the Haas in the room with me. But I should show that off. That turned out pretty good.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? 1 second, I'll be right back. It's just over here, not too far.
Cool. Jesse still says, you buy 3 other SCX24s. Duh, Stabby Josh. Oh, we are going to have Moose Jaw on later tonight, correct?
Yes.
Yes, for Questions with Moose Jaw.
Questions with Moose Jaw. All right, here's the...
For a game I don't think I've won yet?
No,
somehow.
You don't. I mean, you may have won one, but I think it was a pity win. Anyway, so this is the Haas. I used Traxxas's new paint and one of their Pro Graphics bodies, so it makes it super easy for beginners. You can still mask off areas, but all the black and sort of shaded areas, that's already done. It's screen printed on there, and then you just add color. And the paint went on really, really well. It's super high pressure cans.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like more so than like any Tamiya can I've ever used.
Interesting.
Yeah,
so does that mean that you can apply faster?
Oh, yeah. It comes out faster. and goes on pretty smooth and dries the fastest I've ever seen.
Man,
it's like right up your alley.
My language.
It's right up your alley.
It's I'm almost kind of excited.
It's almost Josh proof. Blind Guy RC, which used to be Quack RC, thanks to the $5. Hey man, very cool build on the budget truck. At least you're sticking to the rules. Well, sort of. I'm only kidding. Go Canada.
Go back to the beginning of this afterwards, and you will find
there is
sparsity that is Matt's facade of budget followingness.
I'm just sticking it to you. That's all I'm doing. My viewers are fine with it, as evidenced by the number of views it's had. Yes. But yeah, great paint. It's pretty impressive stuff. I will definitely be using it again. I've got a couple more bodies that I've got in the pipeline for this is my no Lexan year.
Right. Exactly. It's going well. I can tell.
So well.
Yes.
So well.
Before moving on from the budget build entirely, one thing that I did realize afterwards is that I got rid of the serial number part of.
Oh no!
So I think I've actually seen.
You could resell that.
Well, I think that I've seen that you can laser carbon fiber. So I may have to chuck this up in the laser and put my serial number back on.
That actually would be kind of cool. Yeah, you should do that. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, that might be fun.
Josh smells on the other one. Inspector 71, Matt, next time you do a decal sheet, you need to print enough so that everyone can buy them before they go out of stock. Well, then that would defeat the purpose of allowing them to go out of stock. There is a reason that happens. I probably could sell more. And in fact, I did up the amount from the last time and still sold out of them. And that's the goal, though, is to always sell out so I don't have a ton of stickers sitting around.
Blind Guy RC, thank you, sir. And that's Quack RC, is that correct?
Yeah, that's Quack RC. Changed his name.
Nicole is not going to be happy about this. She remembers all of these people.
Yes.
But name changes. I don't know how she's going to handle it.
Yeah, she's not going to like it.
Got pretty crappy this week. He says, I'm only playing, dude. The Betty is honestly looking badass. Just put a blower on the hood for scale.
I like the Carolina lean that you sort of developed.
That's been adjusted. I got the front end lowered down so that it doesn't do that anymore. Now it sits nice and level.
Good, because that did not look good.
Yeah. No, I noticed that too, especially in video. Because the way I was sitting, I just didn't notice it. And then I was just like, it was getting late. By the time I looked at it, I'm just going.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's why I put the wrong link in the description. It was very late when I finished.
I'm gonna start adding products to my own website with a price.
Custom carbon fiber rails, 12 cents. Out of stock. Out of stock. Gunnar Nissen, thanks for the $1.99. I'll trade you some jerky for stickers next round. That's good. John Schultz. Hello, John Schultz. At least the stickers were in stock, unlike Vanquish stuff. LOL. It's like, it's not Josh. Well, it is Josh's fault, technically.
Some of it.
Gussie Banjos. Yeah. EVGA. Yes, it is EVGA. 100%.
What am I bringing to Proline by the Fire? That is a great question, Ben.
Hopefully me stowed away in a suitcase.
Right. Well, the TRX 4000 is coming. And then probably my Pro, because that's kind of always just my favorite go-to. And maybe I'll try and figure out one more. I'm not 100% sure.
I've been toying, not that I need another RC here right now, because I've got a lot of those, but I've been toying with the idea of getting an Ultra, because that's like the only Origin, or that's the only VS410 that I don't have.
Right. So, yeah,
I don't need one, though. I also decided not to get a Wraith 1.9.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we had discussed that. I think that that's a. If you're like me right now, the number of things is too
Overwhelming.
damn high.
It's overwhelming. So overwhelming.
Yes, that totally, I fully agree with that. That is for sure. I'm happy with our current trajectory though. Budget build will not be. It's a short series, 8 weeks, which is
Yeah.
short for us.
Oh,
Great
man.
news there.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to either of us for 18 weeks again.
Oh, 16. Thank you.
Whatever it was. It's too many.
Then
Felt
I've
like
got
18.
oh, Ben the Ripper. Yeah, I should bring the Ripper too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, you got to bring the Ripper.
Also, Matt and I are both talking. We're hoping to film the RCPCs this weekend.
Yep.
So that will be, that truck is done. I got the panels applied. The only thing I needed to do, that's why I had it out there, the panels off tonight, was I was reattaching some magnets that I needed. And I had lost the previous stack too, but those had came and I got to rebuy those, which is great.
I love rebuying things. I
That's
love
favorite.
rebuying things and then finding them after I already
Oh,
bought them.
I'm waiting for that. Absolutely. I'm like,
There they are.
yeah.
I did that with a Castle Mamba X and slate motor combo. I was like, I haven't put it in a truck, and I looked everywhere for it. I spent days looking for it. So then I ordered another one. Sure enough, there it was in the bed of a truck.
That I have been happy that I did some organization in here so that some of that stuff doesn't happen. But the problem is that when I have items that are specifically for something like this truck, then they don't necessarily just go into an inventory. I usually have a box
over there.
I usually have a box for a project.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the box for the RCPC was so massive with stuff that I didn't put some things in there because it would just get swallowed up by this enormous box.
Yeah. There was a lot of box. There was a lot of volume for that project. Brian Sherwood says, Matt, I'll sell you an Ultra at a price that will make Josh cry. Tempting.
And he's close. So
is he? Is he in Canada?
No, but he's in the region closer to you. Mike, thank you. Love the way H is stroking his bed. H is stroking his. I don't know if I wasn't like petting it. Like,
you're always doing something. You're sticking your hand under it.
The car's too small. You can only get in a couple fingers.
Dude, oh God. Doing this. Just shaking it.
Second Betty.
There was an RC YouTuber from a long time ago. I don't think he's doing it anymore. Squirrel
OD.
That it was?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
Squirrel OD. His name was Brian. I built him a truck.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Anyway, he would, like, in the video, he'd be tapping the box.
Oh, really?
Doing his own tapping it, just giving a little tap, tap, taparoo.
Now, he had a totally different style as far as videos went. He was not in the videos.
Ever.
Third person style, except he was in the video, but like from the neck down.
Yes.
It was way different.
Very different.
Also, I had talked to him quite a bit over time, and it was wild. He would shoot like his entire year worth of videos, get them done and edited and uploaded all at once, and then that was for the year.
Wow.
For the year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Robbie Bobster's saying, tell me about it. I'm deep into my Tamiya Mercedes-Benz Gigaspace and had to buy a second workbench. So many parts.
What,
dude?
What is that?
That
thing?
That's a semi.
Oh.
No, but it's a Tamiya semi truck.
Yeah.
You built one. You
Yeah.
know how. Never mind. The new ones. Yours had like 5 pieces. It was like a 10-minute assembly. Mine was like a week.
I know.
Easily a week of solid building.
You're like, I got like 40 hours in this thing. I was like, I built mine last night. It was
yeah. There was no frigging way that was happening. It was so many parts.
I could not understand what you were talking. I was like, I literally built mine last night. I started painting it even. It'll probably be done.
Yeah, because honestly, I think your body is one piece. Mine was like 80. Slow Don, thanks for the $1.99. Enjoy the live feeds, guys. We enjoy them too.
Slow Don, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Scale Custom Crawler, thanks for the Australian $5 reduce. Hemistorm, something on camera. I don't know what that means. Guessy banjos. But I do like Hemistorm.
Is it just me, or is this Dale C? Thank you. Is it just me, or is this week just a long Monday? Currently under the house, replacing more plumbing lines. That homeowner life came in tough. New homeowner over here, Dale C. Yeah, I remember some of those things.
Yeah, never fun. John Schultz goes, what's a Tamiya?
What's a Tamiya?
That's how it's pronounced for realsies.
Yeah, when we had
Tony on,
official Tamiya representative on the show. They schooled
Tony Phelan,
and I still said it 19 different ways during that stream with him on there. All except the correct way.
Yeah, it's not in your vocabulary. Tamiya.
Bryson has a interesting question here, Matt. Josh, what do you think? I assume he means, why do you think MST does not get much traction here? And I think that we both probably have feelings on that. Have you built many MSTs?
Yeah, I built 3.
Have you? Which ones did you build?
CMX.
The little guy. Yep.
CFX. And then I think there was a CFXW.
Right. So yes, that's the exact same experience that I have. Plus, I've built a drift car.
Cool.
And the difference between the drift car experience and the trail truck experience, I would say, is vast.
Vast.
The huge difference.
Huge.
Because the drift car was cool and the engineering of it was quite nice. And I thought that, the experience altogether was just, I thought, a pretty good time. Now, the trail truck, I would say, is some of the furthest from adequate in so many ways.
Yeah, there's some things about them that are a little antiquated. And it's not so much the whole design, it's just bits and pieces of the design. Like I really am not a fan.
The most important parts.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of a planetary transmission. I don't like them. I don't like how big they are. I don't like the place they put it on their models. I hate the tiny bearings. Like it's
in the portals,
extremely frustrating to build. That sort of stuff. What else? I mean, their Lexan bodies are nice, but it just the overall design is just a little bit. Meh.
Yeah, even if I could get past the planetary part, except the fact that, like you're saying, the placement, it puts the motor
way
higher than I think any other vehicle.
It's higher than anything else I've ever seen.
And it's because they still do servo on axle, and then they make sure that servo moves with the axle, and then that means that the motor is above that with how they have it played. It's ridiculous high. So that basically that makes the whole transmission to transfer case useless, completely worthless. So you throw that out. You get rid of that. The chassis basically is nothing to write home about because no 3-link support. It doesn't have chassis mounted servo support. Obviously, which ties into that. It's made for that whack drivetrain. So just why? There's nothing about it that sticks out beyond that. Then you get to the links, which are trash. They're like
I
they're, they're
barely remember the link construction, but I don't think I liked it.
their steering links on the at least the CMX is two long molded rod ends with a set screw in the middle.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And then their CVD drives in the axles are like a super stripped down design. They don't use a center pivot. They just use a pin through a machined end. There's just, like everything about it is just an inappropriate design for the genre and makes them useless.
Right. They're, to be fair, they are used quite a bit because they're not super expensive. And as a trail truck, like if you're just doing a scale build hard body and it's not going to be like a rock crawler or perform much, then it's totally fine.
And they do make
For
them
some.
so that you can drop them right one of the little Tamiya bodies right on.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you wanted a Wrangler that has a better chassis than the CC01, for example, or something a little more modern, then there you go.
But at the same time, I want to counter the use of calling something a trail truck to excuse shit performance.
No. I'm not excusing
you
it.
do
I'm
it
just
all the
saying,
time.
I know, but because they're different markets. They're not the same thing.
Like,
yeah,
just
they
you're
are.
on a
They're
trail,
different
you don't
markets.
want to be able to turn. Like, I hate turning.
No.
Like,
you misunderstand. You misunderstand what I'm saying. It's performance for some scale builders is not necessarily the first thing that comes to mind. And they're willing to make compromises in order to get something cheap that'll work for the body that they're putting it on. And if it means that it's just going to be basically a shelf queen or, just a ribbon winner, then that's totally fine.
I will give you
I have
that.
no problem with
If you're
that.
looking for cheap and easy. If you want cheap, you want it like, hey, this is going to drop this body right on it, and it's cheap. Perfect.
Gets the job done.
Yeah, if you want to enjoy driving it, then
maybe look elsewhere.
Yeah.
But, there are a lot of people in my end of the genre, which is more of the builders.
Yes.
The driving is almost tertiary. It's not even secondary. Sometimes it's not even a thing that they even really worry about. They just want to build it.
It's like those
enjoy it.
It's like those drift
stick it on the shelf.
Road car chassis that are just like wheels with like, what were those Tinker Toy things between them? It's just like this. It rolls around.
It rolls enough. Yeah. So there you go. Blue Dooley said, Josh has a fleet of 3-wheeled vehicles. He cannot comment on performance. See, Craig Thompson just said 6 builds this year, haven't driven one yet. That's a build.
I've done a lot more builds this year than I've driven them, but that's because I've been doing them on Fridays and then they just get like
right. Exactly.
Lone Star guy. I missed one, by the way. Thank you, sir. Finally found a VS410 Pro in stock Saturday. Yes, we got them back in stock on Monday. It was a very long Monday for us. Thanks for all the videos with recommendations and ideas. Thank you.
Right.
If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
I do very much like the Pro. That is one of my favorite chassis ever.
Yep.
And I have at least 2, maybe 3 of them now in various garb.
Yep. That's it's definitely the one that, like I said, I pick up and drive the most as well. Thinking about something fun with an Ultra here soon though, because let's do a budget build. It's 16 weeks, and every week it's just $50 because the whole thing was, if you just take it and divide it up, you just pay for it $50.
Yeah, that should be our next challenge. $50 a week for 18 weeks, but we don't actually do anything. We just save up the money and then buy something at the end of the 18 weeks.
That's basically what this show. How about we just do? We're 77 weeks in on this one. Let's just divide it by 50.
Then we can buy something after that. How much money is that actually?
30
calculators.
$350.
Oh man, that would get something really nice.
Bulldozers.
Yeah. All right. But you know what? We'll make a call first. See if we can, help us out. We're influencers.
I really liked this video of yours. Would you be?
Oh yeah, that guy. I forgot to respond to that email.
I responded.
Did you? Did you get a response?
I just responded yesterday.
Okay. All right.
I said, send me a bulldozer. Here's my address. Don't send another email.
I will not take no as an answer. I will only accept the bulldozer. The end.
The end. Thank you. Goodbye.
In conclusion, thank you.
That was not my approach.
You were like, what was your... I'm curious. Maybe we'll talk about this off camera, but I'm curious about what your approach would be to convince this company to send you something of that value.
I did not even attempt. Well, that's not totally true. I will read you my email later. It was
you know what I would
fun.
love it if it was like if you had like a form email that you sent to all of these as a response, but it was always just, dear insert company name here. Thank you for your email regarding the product that you promote. Like it's so generic.
Just put everything in carrots too. Like your insert. Thank you for the email with the.
It looks okay.
Yes.
Yeah. DK wants to know, what's an RC or RC brand that's overlooked / underrated that we should check out? That's a great question, because it's actually a great question for one reason specifically. I don't have anything from alcohol. I got nothing this week.
Really?
I got PC related stuff because I needed to make a few changes.
I have a few things that are like, it's a somewhat unexciting week here as well.
Yeah.
Again, some stuff that I can't show just because it would ruin future weeks and things like that. But
that's why I'm not showing what Traxxas sent me last week.
Right. So
I guess I could show. Actually, that's not no. Those tires I got last week.
We should actually answer.
Let's answer that question though first. Yeah.
You have to go first because I'm trying to think of one.
An underappreciated brand, eh?
Does it
have to be a crawler?
That's what I was thinking. Does it have, or does it even have to be full vehicles? Can be specific upgrades?
Yeah, or like a part or something.
I think we're gonna have to go kind of.
Dang.
Have to go with kind of aftermarket or something, just because like. That's such a tough question, especially since. Wow. I'm gonna have to keep thinking.
Yeah, I'm stumped on that one because most of the companies that I know of are, sort of the top tier or mid tier companies, and we already have a pretty good idea of them.
I will. I'm going to address this question, even though I normally wouldn't, or this comment. Injora is not. Injora is a drain on the RC industry. They're thieves in general, stealing. I won't get into it too much, but it's a terrible company and terrible for the industry. There you go. It's supporting them in general is terrible for the industry.
I don't think you would have heard it here first either.
No. So, but yeah.
Craig Thompson suggested Rock Hobby, but aren't they just
Rock Hobby? FMS Rock Hobby.
I was just going to say, aren't they just a rebrand of FMS?
I don't know. I don't know that kind of
for sure where the relationship sits on that one, but
I don't either. Because Rock Hobby's got the 1/6 scale Jeep,
and the 1/12 scale Jeep as well.
Right, which both are actually
they're
cool
cute.
Person.
They're pretty cute little trucks.
I mean, for what they were doing, that's
yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Like,
when you start getting into like little boutique brands, it's just like sometimes
Camtech.
Camtech. underappreciated. Or
Super underappreciated.
oh my god.
FMS is making a name for themselves. I mean, they are an OEM, so they make a lot of stuff for Horizon. They make a ton of planes. That's always been sort of their bag, and
Yeah.
they just started getting into, like the more scale
If they
crawler
continue
stuff.
with the trajectory of like that little 1/12 scale that we both got, there will be some pretty interesting
I
products that they could release.
agree. If they could scale up and do something like this in 9th scale, I mean,
I know.
I think it would get pretty outrageously expensive. Because this is what, like 279 ish.
Yeah, it's like 249 or something like that.
249 or something. But if they can scale up, I'd be pretty impressed. RC Model X, that's a good choice, actually. They do pretty great stuff.
I don't know much about them.
Yeah, they're sort of in this Phaijon. No, not Phaijon. They're sort of in the more scale end of things. They do some pretty great chassis. They're all handmade, and they're all very scale build sort of stuff.
Okay.
I've had some in the past. They do some pretty great stuff, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and then
a good one.
There's the brand like Loops that you've said who makes the injection molded bodies of resin injection molding, or
it's resin injection,
resin cast or something like that.
Yeah, resin cast. But regardless, they are pretty spectacular. He has a full like 8x8 kit. It's 14th scale, so it fits in with all the semi truck stuff.
Curious if did you see that Tank 300 that I talked about in the news this week?
I don't watch that show.
Yeah, thank you. From Traction Hobby.
No, I don't remember that. I must have not been watching very closely.
It's an interesting model. It's hard to tell much of the detail. I don't. The only place I could find info on it at the time was just through like some of the Chinese websites, and a lot of the like specs about it it was images of like a brochure, so I couldn't translate the page. Right. So, and
I'll have to watch that show again. GCM, Dana Surratt, GCM is a good choice there. They do some pretty great stuff. Definitely underappreciated because I just think they have a hard time of getting their name out there. Their stuff is really nicely designed, well produced and made.
I think, and a part of it is that it's a specialty market.
And scale, that's a lot of accurate stuff.
Specifically for certain bodies or axle choices for. You got to have to kind of have a vision of it. And I think that's where a lot of, and not saying that it's a bad thing, it's just they cater so well to people who know what they're trying to do and want to do it well. But that's exactly not necessarily the majority.
No.
So, Scott O'Blander says Viterra.
Right, yes. Yeah. Well, I am going to Viterra Fest.
Very unappreciated these days.
super underappreciated. I'm going to Viterra Fest later this year.
You're hosting it.
I'm hosting it, yeah.
In the upstairs.
Yep. Well, no, just right here. Just right in this room.
By candlelight.
JR said, I don't have either, but RC Review talked about Cross and G-Made. I would not put Cross in there. I think G-Made is probably more mechanically sound than Cross.
Yeah, but only maybe just.
I don't know. I
think those two are pretty.
That Buffalo
pretty properly appreciated.
You're mean.
Like
that Buffalo was not bad. It wasn't great. And there were a lot of things design-wise that were similar to other trucks that we've already seen. But it wasn't bad. I think that like the 2-speed actually had a lot of range. So it would actually go fast, for one example. There were things about it that I thought were actually really good. And I mentioned that in the review. And
right. I think that the big part about that is that like a ton of brands, it's you can say things like Axial trucks out of the box, not always super durable.
No,
you have a lot of issues with an Axial out of the box.
You can
depending on how you're driving it or how you're doing things. Like You can have issues. No question about that. I'm not. Traxxas is absolutely a much more durable truck.
Absolutely.
However, even though the Axial you may have issues with, the support behind it, not necessarily just aftermarket, but the support of the company based. This is because that we are talking. We're both in North America. Now, in North America, the support of that brand is very good by that company. So, if you buy that car, yes, the design of it is sufficient enough that you're going to have a good time. And then the future of it, you're going to be able to do whatever you like and have all kinds of options. The things with like Cross and G-Made is that the cars come out and maybe they go very similar with something like an SCX 10.2 or possibly 3 now, maybe. But so much of the rest of the ownership experience, you could be just completely left out to dry. And again, here in North America. So Cross and Gmade, I believe, both see much better support in other parts of the world. And I think that it's probably because of the difference of that experience in those places. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Which is um, that is a brand that I'm a bit intrigued about. I've just because oh um, I've got you over here, so as you go. Uh, just because I hear people who talk about that brand, or I see news about them, and I'll cover that. And I hear people who say that they had firsthand experience with it and they couldn't have been more disappointed. And then I hear people who had it and they're just like, this is a great truck. Now, that does not surprise me because I see how people respond with brands that I have personally had very poor experiences with. But
say that again. Which one?
Epsima.
Oh, Epsima, right. I should be
So,
back now. I see the microphone working.
there you go. So yeah. Um, another good question here from Bryson. I noticed one of his before, and I see it again now. And I look down. While we're on the subject of businesses, what do you think of emerging companies? Is there any room in our market for new brands?
There's always room. There's always room because,
Is
sometimes a company will see a very small hole in the market and exploit it. Um, Up until what, 5 years ago, there was no. I'm still getting audio errors. There was no Traxxas crawler, right?
right? Well, yeah, things like that. Sure, they're no Traxxas crawler, but now granted, Traxxas was already a behemoth in the market. But at the same time, if you look at it in other ways, Novak was a monster
Oh, huge.
in the RC world, and there was Holmes Hobbies. Holmes Hobbies was nobody. He didn't exist as a company at that time. He was a guy who lived in Columbia and went to college, and then he started learning how to wind motors and things like that. So yeah, Matt's audio issues are on his channel. We do have him here fine. Um, hmm, well, this is fun. Um, so nothing is forever. You gotta look at all kinds of things. It's yeah, look at all like brazen. Yeah, it's so there's always time because people are going to rise and people are going to fall. Um,
There's lots of, yeah, and I think that's something that we have to remember is that you're only as good as your last release in this market.
yeah,
And there's a really strong opportunity there for anybody who is enterprising and has some money behind them and wants to try to capture the imagination. Sometimes all it takes is something a little tiny bit different.
yeah. There can be so there's no like cap in the area, and especially because if a new company might come in with something so good that like there was only this many people in the market and there isn't really any room. But they come out with something that's so good that they bring in a huge chunk of people from over here to get it. So
Right. BT, thanks for the $10 for some real Wi-Fi. Apparently, it's not the Wi-Fi, guys. It's actual technical problems today. So
Yes.
still trying to fix it. Trust
the
me.
good news is that your $15 webcam is still broadcasting fine over here.
That's great. Because that's all I care about, really. It looks like to me I'm getting it, but oh well, whatever. We're just gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah. We do need to have Moose Jaw on.
Yeah,
We should get
let's
some questions.
fire it up.
So let me add Joe in, assuming that Joe's fine. Neither of us have really talked to him since we announced it on some other person's live stream yesterday. But
Oh yeah, was that on mine?
yeah, you're just like, we should have him. You're just on there.
Yeah. I wonder if it's the cam link. I don't even remember which.
Gets the sound deadening. There. Can you still hear me? Do I sound good?
sound good?
Man, I
Oh,
don't know. Now you're... Oh, boy. I think we broke it. Bringing Moose Jaw in. Hang on. It's okay.
You too.
Ah!
There.
Sorry,
Other stuff
it
muted. All right.
thought it was still Jeff Johns for some reason.
Yeah.
There he is. Hang
Yours is definitely acting. Whoops.
Stand by. Oh, we lost him.
Did you?
Yeah, your picture went away. There you
How
go.
about
You're
now?
back. All right.
I-
There we go.
I don't have
it
There's
yet.
Moose Jaw.
Hold on a second.
I see the corner now.
Hold on, Moose Jaw.
Got
Hold
the
him,
bass
William.
back in my voice.
We could just have him like the Wizard of Oz guy.
I'm back to full fidelity.
Let's
You know
see.
what hi-fi means, right? It's the highest quality fidelity.
Yo, there's a Moose Jaw.
There I am.
Do you remember? You guys know what movie that was from?
Is that from
My
Boogie
quote
Nights?
just now. Yeah, good one, Josh.
And I should. I mean,
Holy shit!
I don't know which one it's from.
People want to know what I'm drinking. This
Application.
is the Ace Hill Lemon Cayenne Radler.
No.
Who would have guessed it?
What do you got there? Is that a Coors Banquet?
No, Shiner.
Oh, we don't
Shiner
get that
Bock.
here. Oh, Shiner Bock. Yeah, we don't get that here.
I should.
I fixed it well enough.
All right.
People get to watch me drag things all around.
What's going on with the Skype over there?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, Moose Jaw's rattling the table is what he's doing. He's getting excited.
Get my...
He's like, come on, I'm wasted. It's 10 o'clock.
Sir, thank God, the end of the mustache. Yeah, I shaved it right
Oof.
before the Scale News yesterday. Or no,
That thing was foul.
before the Scale News Monday, whatever day that was. Wow. And, Ben threw this one in there. Thank you, Ben. What does Moose Jaw drive these days?
What does he drive? Question mark.
That's an interesting question.
Oh, it's so exciting.
It's a
I have
BMW, isn't it?
I have a 2020 Jeep Gladiator Sport.
Woo! All right.
I'm ecstatic. It is a. What have I been waiting for? What a joy!
Oh, man, you've been missing out for so long, man.
Oh, Matt is echoing. Sorry.
Oh, God.
Yes.
There we go. I think I got it.
And now, so we traded the BMW, and that used to, people on the highway hate BMWs and they want to box you in or race you.
Yep.
Now in a Jeep, it's Tacomas who want to race by me while I'm just minding my own business.
Because they think you're a typical Jeep driver.
I'm learning to be one.
I hate those Jeeps. Hate Jeeps.
I know. You've always passed me.
So how many?
Yeah.
But let me just tell me right now, Joe. How many Punisher stickers have you added to your Jeep since you got it?
Zero.
Man.
Sorry, I'm learning. It's like I said, I'm learning.
Okay, well, get a couple Punisher stickers. Put them right on the front doors.
Yeah, I'm thinking the 1941 Mopar decal on the back. I kind of like that.
That's a good one.
And then the Scale Builders Guild on the back's window,
Yes,
of course.
absolutely necessary.
With the vinyl cutter, I might make my own, or I might buy Willys. I just like Willys
Yeah, so you're gonna put that on the hood.
on the hood.
Yeah, nice.
And then there is the Flying Tigers World War II emblem that goes just past the first fender.
Yeah.
Whatever that.
Yeah. Quarter
And
panel.
it'll call it good. Yeah. And that'll look good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Not overdone, but tastefully.
Nice.
My wife wants me to put moose jaw on the hood, but I don't know about that. I don't
Yeah, do it. I like it. I like that idea. Do you know about the rubber ducky thing? Because somebody put one on my Jeep and I was like, who the hell put this on my truck?
No idea what that is.
It's a thing. People put the little rubber ducky on your truck if they like it.
Okay. I'll take that. And you're drinking what, a mimosa there?
No, I told you. I'm having a mimosa. I'm going to brunch after this. Cheers.
Cheers.
No, it's a lemon cayenne radler.
Okay. Nice.
So it's a bit spicy.
All right. Let me yell over everybody. Hey, honey. Someone's at the door.
Is it Josh?
Did he bring wings? I hope so.
So this is a really interesting show without Josh. It's actually much more civil and enjoyable. Thanks for letting me win tonight on all the questions.
You're welcome. Yeah, the winner's already been made.
Yeah, right on. Oh, the rubber ducks started in Canada. That's a Canadian thing. Interesting. And you've got the Jeep wave down, right?
I do it. Nobody's waved back yet.
It's because you're driving a Gladiator.
No, they do it with Gladiators too.
Yeah, they do. I got one my first day. We were driving back home from the dealer, and this guy gave me a little peace sign. I'm like, sweet.
So, okay, there are multiple ways of doing it.
Okay. Please enlighten me.
All right. I usually have my my right arm resting on the armrest because it's perfect spot for that. And then I've got the height is perfect. And then I've got my hand on top of the steering wheel. I'm driving one-handed because I'm in the city. I'm not going very fast. Yeah. And when somebody waves to me, I just do this. That's it.
3 fingers?
3, 2, sometimes all 5. But just
2 or 1.
One?
You get 2 or 1. Or a nod. Sometimes I'll nod. But we're in California.
Well, you don't. Yeah, you don't want to wave it to.
It's almost a sign of aggression to acknowledge another driver here.
True.
Gringo Bandito says he always waves with one finger. He's honking a lot.
Number 1. He was number 1.
Yes, 9 and 3. Yes. I know. All right. So
I'm sorry.
what did you have to do there? Did you have to give him dinner, or where'd you go?
Well.
Oh yeah.
Let's just.
Okay. All right.
I didn't properly prepare before the stream. Sorry for my unprofessionalism.
I can't believe it. I wave with one finger to Toyotas. All right. What are you doing to us tonight, Joe?
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to be on or not, and then, like I said, thank you for having me on. And this
always a pleasure to have you.
Who am I? Well, I'm Moose Jaw.
What?
So I threw some things together. So let's start off with RC 4-wheel drive, the Marty McFly mobile.
I think the name is Martin McFlee.
Yes.
Oh, noob story today was pretty freaking amazing. Yes, sorry. Turks and Jerps on Instagram. Go follow it and read his story.
Dr. Scott Brown.
I'll have to check that out.
I guess that was yesterday. Today it was where we're going. We do need roads. We need gas. I need something to drink.
It was so
and some
good.
oil.
Whatever it was hilarious.
When this truck hits 55 miles per hour, you will see that it is able to maintain that speed.
Oh, jeez. I look at it and it just reminds, because I graduated in '86 and every spoiled brat got one from their parents. Meanwhile, I'm driving a Pinto. So
Cool. I bet you
Not
that
too
doesn't
happy.
go 88 miles an hour.
I legitimately did have to look up when Back to the Future came up for the scale news. I thought it came out in the 90s. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is an 80. I was just like, 87 pickup. I was like, okay. So I guess it could have been like, yeah, a little bit in the previous. Like, that makes sense. No, it came
No.
out in 85. Like,
85.
I was like, I was 2 when that came out.
So what do you well?
What
I
did
guess
you
guys
just
are giving
say?
Your thoughts on it? He was 2.
I was 2 when that movie came out.
It's terrible twos.
He's never grown
You guys
out of
don't
that
have
face.
kids. You don't know what terrible twos is.
Oh, yeah. I deal with Josh every week. I know exactly what that is.
This cat.
He's making noise and trying to eat stuff on the floor.
Keep him away from the magnets.
I'm more worried about keeping him away from a lipo or something.
All right,
There's a
Joe.
list.
Let's not waste any
So-
more of your precious time.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Marty McFly whatever mobile?
I found
I
out
mean-
some interesting things about it that I don't think are interesting.
Okay.
The first and
Go on.
foremost, that bumper, while it looks very cool, and they did a nice job recreating it in metal, where do you think it's mounted to?
Oh, is it mounted to the body?
Yes.
Oh boy.
At least
No.
in the first run, I think there is an option that they will supply you with a proper mount for the chassis.
Yikes.
They didn't do. Oh,
That seems like they're in a rush.
Drive. Like, let's release this. We'll fix it the next batch.
That's what Richard told me. I don't have one.
Yeah.
I opted to not buy it because I do appreciate the back in time movie truck. It's I've got a TF2. And then
Yeah.
Now, do you-
And you fixed it already.
Would it be far-fetched that RC four-wheel drive made that with reaction to, NECA, the action figure? They came out with Back to the Future, pretty good-looking scale drivers.
Yeah, what size are those guys? Are they like a 7-inch or 8-inch?
I would say 7, I think. I don't think they're too tall.
It's a little small, but
6 to 7.
they'll probably fit in there just fine. Probably better than their current line of RC four-wheel drive branded drivers.
Just kind of curious on the
Mike.
timing.
Hammer, Crust.
Mike Hammer.
What are their names? I can't remember their names.
Rick,
Mike, Cutter.
That sounds right.
They need a Chad. That's all.
Chadford.
Yeah.
So what do I think
Well,
about it? I don't. It's
Yeah.
It's a good looking truck. They did a nice job with all the details. Why is my dog barking? But
The show is on point tonight.
it's so quality.
I mean, for me, I think that the body looks great. I like that they did a painted body.
Yes,
I think that
agree.
the bumper detail looks good. But then there's the fact that it's leaf springs, it's RTR of RC four-wheel drive quality, which means it comes with a nickel metal battery, and their radio, which is
Their
basically
radio's
a
not
noodle.
Very good.
Yeah, no. So I think that truck would have been better as a roller or a kit even, but a roller probably best.
Finished body and accessories, maybe, to put on
Sure.
something else.
Yeah, to put on the platform with more capability.
Oh, sorry. That's not exactly what I intended, but close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I actually, it would have been a nice opportunity for them to maybe, and I'm, speculating, it would be great to see a new platform from them.
Trailfinder 3. 2.5 at least, or
2.2.
Trailfinder 2.2.
That 2.2 might confuse people.
Okay, 2.3. Let's skip 2.1 because it was going to be shit. So let's go to 2.3.
Crawler Baller, thanks for the $20. I like to call my Galande 2 the RC four-wheel dump.
I like that you had to read that because
I think that guy wins the question.
Oh, golly gee.
There's a new bumper sticker. All right.
I should write that down, actually.
You should. Well, I'm going to give this one to Josh. Josh is in the lead for once.
Or valid points.
No, I like it. And I think your comedic timing was on point.
I didn't really give much of an opinion. It's sort of like
It is what it is.
It's like the midnight edition before it, just added a few extra features and a different body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd still say Marlin. Marlin is still the best one.
Yes.
Yes.
I got that RC four-wheel drive conversion kit for the Axial.
Yes.
And
The Leaf
still in my
Spring.
garage. And slowly putting it together. But I don't know what to do with it. And I didn't realize it was a 12-inch wheelbase, not 12.3. So, yeah.
Right. Yeah. What did you put it on, Matt? What did you leaf spring convert with that?
I put it on the Ford. The Axial Ford truck. You know, the green
The F100?
the green one
Oh,
with the cage on the back.
did not remember that.
I thought it was 12.3.
Maybe the Lloyd is. I put a Lloyd on top of it just to look. So maybe it's the Lloyd.
The Lloyd's probably wrong. Let's be fair.
Yeah. The Lloyd is 12.6 on one side and then 12.
All right, my faux pas. Should have known better. All right, cool. Well, that means there's still options out there for me. All right.
Yeah, you'll fix it. You'll figure
All
it out.
right. So let's go on to the Element Knight Rider. I gotta
Runner.
remember these names.
Night Runner.
Knight Runner.
Not the Night
Night
Rider.
Runner.
That's something else.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's Element's best release to date, if I'm honest. Lots of great scale details. I've gone and printed the Night Customs interior, which adds a lot of detail to it. Changed out the front grille and changed my wheels and tires now. Those are some machetes. Machete. Added the inner fenders. Got an Artful Dodgers skid plate on there. There's actually a lot of really nice aftermarket stuff already coming out for this truck. I think the appeal for most people is how close it looks to a brand I won't mention, but it rhymes with Shmoyota. Shmoyota Makoma.
Another bumper sticker idea.
Yeah, definitely. If you've, I do have a review on this truck. Obviously, it's an Element underneath with IFS, so it is designed primarily to be a trail truck.
Let me guess. Trail truck. There it is.
We will have a lot of fun on the trail. And I actually successfully rock crawled it a little bit. It's not that bad at rock crawling. It's very low, and with the 155s, it's not going to compete with anything else. but it's a great looking truck.
MST and the
MST's
Night Runner are gonna go.
They're gonna go head to head. That's gonna be my next shootout video, because that's what I'm known for here on the Scale Builders Guild. Shootout.
Top 10
videos.
lists and shootouts.
But yeah, I think they nailed it. If I'm honest, I think partnering up with James Knight was a very smart thing to do, because having the infrastructure already to have all of those printed parts available on My Mini Factory or Shapeways, if you're feeling like Crawler Baller, maybe you've got money to burn, then you can make this really kitted out really nicely. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I think that there's no lie that it's the hands down best looking Element that's ever been released.
Mm-hmm.
It's the first one that's had like a well detailed body. Just like body lines in general. It's hands down the best looking one. Underneath, it is the same Element chassis. Matt talked about all the things that he did to his. I think the biggest problem is that half of those things should have been included.
That's a very strong point. Inner fenders at this point definitely need to be included on the truck.
It's got to be by this point.
Yeah,
I do like the longer wheelbase. The 12.8 totally. I think is a great wheelbase. I'd love to see Element like hitting that wheelbase more than once.
Yeah.
This one is non-trailing arm, which is still great. Or better. I mean, I think it's better for this one. I'm glad that they are showing that 12.8 is not just a trailing arm wheelbase. I think that hitting that over and over.
Yep.
The truck is not for me. I don't think there's any like big shocker in that. I don't like the Element IFS kit as far as performance goes, because trail trucking to me does not mean the same thing. But
I've seen you drive. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that this isn't for you, Josh. Most things shouldn't be for you.
9-point turns are not my jam. But beyond that, it's a great base. I just think that they really need to pick up the ball on what should be included in those kits.
Well, here's a question for you.
What its competitors have.
Here's a question for you. What would you rather have seen? Would you rather have seen the injection or rotocast rooftop tent and all of those elements included, or pass on that, have a Lexan interior and Lexan inner fenders?
The cat is attacking my leg. I'm sorry. I think that, yes, getting rid of some of those.
I think that yes as well.
That getting rid of things like the rooftop tent and possibly even the bed rack, even though I think that's a great addition to that style of truck. I think that those things could have been eliminated and some basic inner fenders done. And, the thing is like, yeah, I get that there's a tooling cost and things like that, but sure. This isn't the only truck that those should be included on by now.
No, for sure. So that's a good point. I mean, they do offer Lexan inner fenders as a aftermarket add-on. Yeah, I think at this day and age, with everybody else going body clipless and inner fenders on everything and interiors in a lot of these trucks now, it's kind of like you got to start doing it. You got to start ponying up.
You got to step up soon. They haven't focused on a lot of that. It is their most expensive truck to date as well.
Yeah.
It's over $400. 430, something like that now.
Yeah, 429 sounds right.
Yeah. So you're getting up there now.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to go head to head with some. You can get I don't know what trucks you can actually get with inner fenders in all. A TRX4 Sport has inner fenders and it's 300 and something.
Sport doesn't have inner fenders.
Correct. Then, yeah. Is there? I guess is there any truck that's cheaper than them that has inner fenders? Maybe looking at it that way, it's a point that should be made. I mean,
G-Made Buffalo.
There you go. There's a win column. Red Cat Gen 8. There you go.
Yep. Red Cat. Yep. And in fact,
do you want
to? Well,
do you want to tie yourself to Red Cat? And
I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it's
like I said, push yourself above that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
Don't mean to offend if any of those company.
Tony CCXRC just said, so take away Knight Customs elements from the Night Runner rig. Got it.
Knight Customs designed the body, and he still has a lot of his elements aren't even there. It's the ability plus that he designed it. Because, you have to admit, the rooftop tent injection molded part is not exactly the part of the, that's Knight Customs. No. The fact that you can buy and print the rest of his stuff and make it look awesome.
I mean, it is his.
Tony
he did design it. But
God, since he moved to Michigan, he's got so salty. You'd think living close to the ocean, he would have been worse, but
Wait, what?
what?
What ocean?
When he was in,
Oh, in
when he
Virginia.
was-
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's East Coast at least, close. All right, I'm thinking that's still a tie, but we're gonna have a tiebreaker for this question.
Ooh.
And it just came up with it. So Element, now what, 2 years old now?
2 years old, yeah.
How do you rate their progress in the last 2 years compared to other companies that started in their first 2 years?
Ooh.
That's
Tough
a really
questions.
That's a hard question.
it's not a hard question at all, actually. I don't know that any company that has popped up and then started making vehicles has progressed as fast as Element in 2 years. I think that would make it'd be really hard to find a parallel argument to say that they haven't, because when Axial came out with the AX10, it came out in 2007, October-ish. The SCX10 didn't come out for maybe a couple of years.
I think it was three years after that, I think.
It
Yeah,
was right in there. I could check, but there was nothing else in that time.
Yeah.
They had a ready-to-run version with a locker in it.
Mhm.
Like that was it.
And then conversely, Traxxas came out with the TRX4, like 5 years ago now, right?
That's not the start of a company, though.
No. Fair, but it's another example. They haven't changed that design at all in that time.
Well, not true. If you're comparing that, I mean, they've got multiple. I mean, as far as like the axle, if you're talking about like they don't have
the chassis hasn't changed.
Yeah, the 6x6.
No, the
Different
chassis hasn't changed. They
Element's
haven't.
chassis has.
No, you are missing the point of this. Forget
What
it.
is the point?
No, it's lost on you. There's no point trying to explain to a 2-year-old. I would give them A for effort. Absolutely. I think there's been a few weird choices along the way, in an effort to sort of differentiate or create models. There's, I'd love to see by now a licensed option.
Yeah.
Some of their body choices were not great.
I would say, if anything, a lot of things feel rushed, and I would say that's it's some of the things. It's like, this is a great idea. You should look at it a little bit longer before sending it off and saying good to go.
Yeah, Chad here, True North RC has a really good point. Element was already an established within
It's cheap,
Team Associated.
right?
They were already a company. So
Yeah.
I think the point I was trying to make was similar to that, is that
Was it?
doesn't matter. That's a good point.
They were
though.
both introducing themselves into the crawling genre, I would say. So, but yeah.
Exactly. There you go.
And so, yeah, I think, the biggest thing is I think a lot of the stuff just feels a little rushed.
Is it? Do you think rushed is fair, or do you think it's more of like a level of expertise and experience?
No, I think it's rushed. And Ben was asking, can you give some examples of rushed?
Yeah,
I think that
curious about that.
the panhard mount is the very first one. That was
the plastic piece.
Any amount of testing should have started to show that pretty quickly. Even things like, the ring and pinion gears maybe pop a little too easy, and the chassis is a little flexy.
Mhm.
Like, some of those things could have just been like, maybe some of those things I think you could have seen early enough on that it should have been able to be seen and then adjusted before you were like, this is finished. This cat is driving me insane. Nicole is gone, by the way, everybody. And I am the one that is supposed to be giving attention. Oh my God. Where is it? Oh, he knocked over the light. He's not, this.
Next are all those cars.
Jeremy Kilburn said, having the ability to cross-pollinate parts across various rigs to create your own is a win for Element. The only weak spot is ring and pinions.
That's it. Yeah, it's still tough to score this because I think you're both on points, and we're going to call it a tie. So one here, but one there, and Josh keeps his lead, though. He keeps his lead 2-1.
I almost feel like I'm throwing this one, maybe. Just going to let Josh.
Say it now. Sure.
That's good. Come on. All it takes is one.
That's true.
Let's see. So I did that. All right. So favorite new RC item release, not car, but item. It could be electronics, some part you think that's useful, new wheels, new tires.
Have you guys seen the Traxxas tracks?
What about these items exactly?
Not a full car, but some item part that you kind of caught your eye in the last month. How's that? Just or recent. How's that? Recent.
I've got
favorite new, and I don't know how you win this, but we'll see how you make your argument for it.
All right, go ahead, Josh. You have yours.
Because I'm such an expert.
I am going to say, specifically because, I mean, this is brand new. This was last week, and I even mentioned it a little bit earlier today. That Traction Hobbies Tank 300.
I got to look at this thing.
And
got to know what you're talking about.
The reason is that for one, it's 8th scale, which I do like some of these little bit larger ones. It's, Traction Hobbies not been a brand I've been like real hot on before, but this one's kind of cool. It's large scale, but it's full bodied, full coverage of everything. It's got all like the bells and whistles of locking and unlocking differentials, 2-speed, but it also is an IFS that looks like a fairly proper and kind of like beefy IFS, but with locking and unlocking differentials, which I don't know that we've seen in our area other than like maybe a Traxxas Summit. The body is detailed and of an actual model. Granted, it's a Chinese manufactured and only available in China vehicle. I didn't even know Tank 300 or 300 Tank was an actual vehicle. But
sorry, my dog's at the Slurpee machine again.
Baby. No.
While it's not the most crazy interesting vehicle, like it's an interesting approach. I like the large scale thing. I like that it was kind of more aimed at being a little bit more stockish, even though that wouldn't appear to be my style most of the time, but kind of interesting.
I'm just
I just complained about the IFS
faces are amazing.
Element, but this one looks like a kind of like a low-C Baja Raider. It's got a long arm to it. Well done to the.
Can I just? I need to point something out about this thing. I just looked at it.
Okay.
The undercarriage. If you look at the photo that's posted online, and maybe this is a function of this model in China, but the track width in the front is narrower than it is in the rear. By a substantial margin. It's almost just 3-wheeler.
Camera perspective. Maybe that's why I love it.
It's so weird looking.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Look at the photos.
Tony says, would it be a trailer?
Yeah, is that a trail truck? Because my interest has been piqued. I don't know. I'm not sure why Josh is so enamored with everything that he hates.
Because I'm sometimes interested.
It's a hard body. IFS.
Is it a hard body? Because look inside of
it's a hard
body. Look inside the front A-pillar, like from some of those side ones, it looks like a Lexan body. Like I said hard body in the news and I cut it out because I couldn't 100% say for sure.
It looks like a hard body. Just you can tell by the window.
I thought so as well, but if you look,
the windshield, you can definitely. I think it's a hard body.
I don't think it is.
I'll have to check later. I have no idea.
The orange one doesn't look like a hard body, though.
That's the orange one's the one I was talking about. Yes, sorry.
The black one looks like it's a hard body.
Okay. Yeah,
I don't know.
Do we have these at RC Country?
No.
No.
No, they're hard to get in the US.
You think it's forced perspective, Stabby Josh? I think it's just weird.
That's what Ben's saying too.
No, I hope so. Looks like it would do well on a 1/8 scale trail, says to me. Who knows, man? I feel like Josh is going to get one regardless.
I don't know.
You haven't mentioned yours yet, so we'll see.
I meant in terms of I think he's going to get one of those.
Oh, he's going to get one of those?
things.
Well, of course he is.
Yeah. I don't know.
Look at him right now. He's like,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dear
computer.
blank, dear insert company name here. I saw your latest release of RC car.
RC simulation vehicle.
And
like as they say, as the translations say on all the Chinese websites.
And as I am quite the North American influence. He's liking it because his Banggood rep already told him it's on the way. RC Fun gave me a good idea, but I don't know if it's enough. Maybe I'm looking around the room like I've got something in here that's gonna well, maybe light or
Rick, are you just saying things around the room?
smoke
I love
detector.
I think I would win that.
Yeah, no kidding. We should bring that up after Matt comes up with a poor answer.
I'm going to go with Traxxas paint. I think that's actually kind of interesting to see. Probably a long time coming. And the quality of it is pretty great too. And it's also something Josh will never be able to use. So for people like Moose Jaw, who paints everything Josh buys, it's going to be really handy. It sprays really well. Lots of pressure in the cans. Tons of different colors to do some pretty cool effects. And it's nice to see some competition because those cans are larger and you will be able to get more coverage. So when Josh sends you 3 bodies, you'll only need to buy 1 can instead of 5.
Or paint all of it in 1 can and make it a hard body.
The great news is, Joe, is that there's at least 2 different kinds of orange.
This is true. What, like a transparent or?
There's one called Josh Orange, and then there's also a fluorescent orange too.
Yeah.
One is the same color as they call that orange Bronco behind him.
No, that's not orange. Wait, it is orange.
You know what you should do? Yeah, exactly. Oh, what? You should take their oranges,
yellow.
and then you should take their yellow and hold it up to that Bronco. And let's just take a guess at which one's a little bit closer.
Yeah.
What's
Yellow.
that one on the right?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
a little shiny.
Oh, how about
What's
now?
that one?
That's Summit
What's it called?
Yellow.
Oh, weird.
And that's Max
Looks about the
Orange.
same.
It doesn't look anything like this.
It does on this side.
Well, you're not. That's incorrect. It's
Just saying.
bright yellow. Yeah, my
Maybe it's the quality of your webcam on this
drink
side,
is
but-
closer.
It's mimosa.
It's mimosa.
and I'm sure that's some sort of fermented orange in that drink. So
No,
you're probably-
it's not. It's lemonade, cayenne.
lemons. What
Radler.
color would you say a lemon is, Matt?
It's got cayenne pepper in it. Josh is not
Well-
just color blind. Josh is color challenged.
Color deaf.
Well, I'm going to give this to Josh only because there at RC Country, we believe that the Traxxas paints is actually old Duratrax or of some other brand. And we've been hearing that there is actually low pressure in the big cans. But I'm not saying that. I'm just saying some people are criticizing that.
Okay. Well, I've used it, so you can say stuff.
They're sending the hopped up ones to the media guys. They put a few extra PSI in that one before they send it out the door. It's like the Silicon Lottery in the tech world.
Yeah.
They send the boosted chips to the tech guys.
But who knows? I will say, if Trax is listening, I could be wrong. All right.
They probably are,
Disclaimer.
Joe, and I watched that Traxxas account dry right up at old RC Country.
Oh, that would not happen.
Yeah.
We stocked up. I mean, we're stocked.
I was in there yesterday buying plastic and aluminum.
Yeah.
Air's thinner up north, therefore more pressure in the cans. It's possible. Anything's possible.
We're talking. Yeah, who knows? All right.
Congratulations on your first win, Josh.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh.
Hold on. We're close.
There's only one left, so you can't win.
Yeah.
No, there's two. There's two.
Oh.
Please describe your co-host's definition of creative math, especially with all this budget build stuff.
I'm gonna allow Matt to go first.
One word. Audition. You clown.
I think I have a single word for Matt as well. Substitution. Like, just use this price.
Damn, you made it both hard.
That's what she said.
But yeah. Kudos to both of you saying one word. And both kind of on point. So we're going to say a tie.
All right.
We
Congratulations.
still have, I got maybe two more if you're up for it.
Yeah, always.
If you're up for it, I'll be
Always.
there. Okay. Now this is for me. Now a Jeep owner. The Wave, we already discussed it, but do all Jeep models and drivers of those, does it warrant a Wave? I mean, if I see a Compass.
No.
Or if I see my nephew.
Oh God, no. No. Whoa, what are you saying? No.
It is.
It is only
CJ or
Or
Wrangler
Fiats.
only. CJ or Wrangler only.
Yeah, CJ or Wrangler only. You can't wave it like a Grand Cherokee
Or like an XJ.
or a regular
You see Schultz-
Cherokee.
You see Schultz driving down the road? Just
Don't
look
wave
the
that.
other
No,
way.
I would actually turn around. When we were at Axial Fest, we had one of those Renegades as our rental, and we were waving at
I remember
everyone.
Shop at
What's
you came to the shop.
yeah? We're like aggressively waving. We're in a Jeep. We're Jeeping.
We're all Jeep. We're like, you know.
Yeah.
With me.
Now, I think
I thought the
Jeep
question was going to be Jeep
works
Wave.
with XJ if you're driving an XJ.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought you were going to be like as specific as like if you're driving a Rubicon, do you still Jeep Wave at sports or Saharas? But I would not be that selective. That would be
That's a hard one. Like you're looking, it's like, is that a painted fender Rubicon or is it?
yeah. Does it have is this just a city Rubicon?
Here's the
Small crawl.
here's the question though, Matt. Do you snub an angry eye?
Oh, I would not wave at an angry eye. No. No way.
Wave at him angrily.
I just do this face when I like Wait.
Yeah.
Why so serious?
So mad. Tony, I already answered that question earlier. I have my one hand up, and sometimes it's dependent on how engaged I am. That's how many fingers I put up.
Yeah, and Josh, what's your wave?
1 or 2 fingers, or a nod.
The aloof nod.
Aloof nod.
Wait,
So
do you nod up or down? Is it one of these, or is it one of these?
Up. Yeah.
See, that's a little more aggressive. I don't know if I like that.
Is that guy all right? I don't know. I keep wondering. Okay, so with the Jeep Wave, I wonder if people like me didn't know the rule, and like Jeep Compass drivers are like, why is everybody waving at me? Or
nobody is waving at a Jeep Compass unless it's to let them know it's on fire.
Stop.
Slow down.
Or maybe the Jeep Renegades wave to the Fiats.
I have one here. Unibody wheeler who's local to me. It says, I wheel an XJ, obviously, because Unibody Wheeler is his name. He says, I don't wave at Wranglers unless it's obviously wheeled. Otherwise, it's probably a soccer mom driving a stock.
Vidjo asked if we were in that Renegade when that what thing happened. Remember the man who was waving the flag for the bike race at Donner? And Richard and I, he's like waving and got a flag, and we slow down and we pull over, and I roll the window down, and he looks at me and he goes, "What?" And I was like, "What do you mean, what? You didn't wave us down? You didn't make it? All right, whatever."
Well, now I know. Now I know I could be selective.
You don't have to wave at every single Jeep.
That guy's really friendly. And his angry eyes Jeep. No, I don't have angry eyes. I'm not going to get that.
Please don't do that.
No, I won't. I will not. That's a rule. I got nothing. That's about it. The winner tonight is Josh. And so this is my 7th time on here. And that would be the tally of 5 to Matt.
Yes.
2 to Josh.
Sweet. Destroying.
Don't call it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback.
Oof. I missed a couple of chats while.
Yeah, I did too. Psycho
Psycho
13 in the garage. Thanks for the $2. Lightroom Live. We will miss you.
Isogen, you're the cat dad now. Gene Masters, haven't seen you in a while.
Hey,
Great
Gene.
to see my favorite pair of ladies, SPG and HD, after being MIA. Loving the SCX24 content. Cheers from Busy Down Under. Good to see you again, Gene.
Nice one, Gene.
And Perry G. Just figured out the most underrated RC, the Venom Creeper. Selectable lockers and dig all the way back in 2008 till the factory burned down. That is.
Somebody came into RC Country wondering if we had parts for that last weekend. And I'm like,
No,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What is Creeper?
That was the oddest vehicle. I mean, it was
an
AX10 in so many ways, but it had a transmission the size of a soda can. Amazing. Very G. Good call.
Yeah. Stabby Josh just said, do Jeep drivers wave at Gladiator drivers, and do they give them directions because they are most likely lost and looking for the Old Country buffet?
Oh, really? I'll have to get mine dirty because it's white, because everybody's going to just say, oh, that's a malt crawler. Yeah.
I watched.
Looking forward to taking it out somewhere. I don't know yet.
Do some fire roading.
Yeah.
Fire roads.
Well, all roads out here right now, Joe.
Yeah. Pick a road. I know. And I will say, because any firefighters and family members and friends in South Lake Tahoe, I used to live in Tahoe, and I hope I don't. One of my, probably the house, it's getting kind of close. I mean, even my father, history with Tahoe and the airport, and I just hope everybody's safe. And
yeah,
I really hope Aaron Hagar, son of Sammy Hagar, I hope he gets his car collection out of there too.
Uh,
He's in the area, yeah, and he has an amazing collection that trying to get out of there.
Brutal.
It's
Scary.
it's crazy right now. It's
Yeah.
it's not that far from Joe and I. Joe and I don't live all that far away from each other. And yeah, it's, what is it from us? 25 minutes, Joe?
Yeah, about that. On a good day, yeah. But
Yikes.
it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to get on a downer, but yeah.
Yep.
Thoughts and good
Best
vibes.
of luck to anybody affected.
Yes,
For
for
yes.
sure. Be safe.
Any
Don't.
firefighters who are up there doing their job.
Yeah, the picture, I don't know, on my Instagram with the VS410, and
Yeah.
you see, I think that's on fire, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's all now gone.
The area that I like to go crawl so often. I shot like the Gatekeeper video there. I've shot a VS410 video there. We shot part of the Ultra. The box cover of the Ultra it's all at Silver Lake, or in that area. Kind of an area we always called the amphitheater. It's either on fire or it's right at the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, I crawl up that area a lot. It's such beautiful country, and it's all in. Crawl for a Cure is right up that way. It's
That too.
at risk. So
Oh, man.
Yeah.
anyway,
It's fire
Crazy
season.
before you go, Joe, what's going to be your first modification to the Jeep?
Yeah, good question.
I thinking probably the front bumper, because the wife actually suggested that. And then I would like to look in suspension, because like anytime there's a video game and you modify your car in a video game, I always go with suspension. So
What you should actually consider is just taking it back to where you bought it and getting a real Jeep. It doesn't have that
That's-
useless truck bed on the back.
it was the Toyota dealership, actually.
Well, then you should definitely
And
get yourself a real truck.
And they don't want to see us again, because we found out that the BMW, the wheels, the aftermarket wheels and tires, were illegal in California. We didn't know. We bought it that way, and they was like, "Do you have the stock ones?" Like, nope.
Stock ones.
And
Caveat emptor,
now-
click.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that was my yeah. And so now they have to get stock ones, and now they lost money on it, so they're gonna have to auction it off.
BMW
Brutal.
parts are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're in plentiful, those 6 Series. They got tons of parts for
Oh,
those
yeah.
just sitting around.
yeah. And I will say, Josh is getting there.
Hey, look at that.
Cute. I saw that on the Instagram today, I believe.
Was it on Instagram?
Yeah, it's decided
Real
to put it
friends are, keep track of this
I
stuff.
wasn't. Was it on today, or was it on your stories?
No, I put it as a post this morning, I think, or yesterday morning. I can't remember.
Yeah, good question. Dana Surratt had asked, how are wheels illegal? These ones were probably 2 round?
That's the $1 million question. I think maybe dealers such as Toyota maybe have certain regulations of selling used cars with some aftermarket stuff. I don't know.
Got it.
My wife
Don't
found
worry,
tires
it's
online.
California. There's always
Yeah.
always some rule.
I mean, these were big tires, very low profile,
Yeah.
wide, and though, like I said, my wife found tires for them. She could have bought them, but we don't have to spend $4,000 on that now, so I'm glad. So
Yikes. That's expensive.
yeah, I'm glad we're out of it,
Yeah.
and she's happy too.
That's amazing. Glad she likes the truck.
Well, she hasn't driven it. She hasn't driven it yet. She wants to.
Yeah. Rebecca loves the Jeep now. She was afraid of it at
Yeah.
first, but now she loves driving it.
Yeah,
Nicole just drove mine to Wyoming. She
yeah. That's where I want to go with mine.
Right?
Go to Wyoming.
so.
Not to work. Except I have to say, when I leave the school and I see the parking lot, I just look at the Gladiator. I'm like, oh yeah.
It is nice to enjoy looking at your vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Mr. So-and-so math teacher is driving a Nissan Leaf. Whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. I just so you guys know, I did decide against the 4xe, not because I didn't love
Did
it.
you fully?
I fully decided against it. I have decided to keep what I have because I love it exactly the way it is, and I'm paying it off. So, despite how much they wanted to offer me, I still would have been in for more for longer. And this is the
Right.
correct financial decision. Plus, now I can get bigger tires and I can put a lift on it.
Make sure it's legal.
Right.
We don't have stupid rules like you do.
I know.
I figured
know.
you guys did.
Well, we have
But
some
yeah.
stupid rules, but that's not one of them.
Joe, as always, much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, guys, and
Especially when I win.
Right. That's always the goal.
that's
For the
always the
first
goal
time.
in a long time. Thanks
Matt,
again,
you're
guys.
aware you're sharing your screen with me?
Am I
So-
what?
You're sharing your screen.
Am I?
Maybe that's why you're
He's a share.
maybe that's why your
I didn't know I
system
was.
wasn't working all that well.
That's weird. Why am I doing that? How do I change that?
I don't know.
That's so bizarre. I
Press
wasn't
the
doing that
buttons.
before. I don't even know how to turn that off.
You've been doing that for a while. But
I know, but I didn't know that I was. It says share screen, but I don't want to. Stop sharing
All right.
the screen. Anyway.
Joe, thank you very much.
Good night.
Talk to
Have
you
a good
soon.
night, guys.
Thanks, Joe. See you later, buddy.
Later.
Heck of a guy. Heck of a fella.
And I won for the first time in 6 months.
I hope you're very proud of yourself.
I get to wear the jacket this week.
The green jacket.
The green jacket. Green jacket, gold jacket. Who
Who
gives,
gives
a
a shit? That's a classic, man.
That is a class. So
Oh.
much good nights for that.
I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that again.
Yes. Well,
It's probably as
Didn't
good
have
a
much-
place as any. Yeah, I don't
I
have
know.
much
We
else
didn't
to
have
talk
any good,
about.
we didn't have a good mail call at all. I got
No.
what I did have some things I thought, but maybe I can put those away.
Yeah, I didn't
So-
really get anything. Most of the stuff I got is for the build off, and I'm not going to show you. And the other stuff I got was all PC related. So
Price check on aisle 6. Like we're gonna
don't.
$50.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Really?
I mean, hey, if I had decided to go the other route, it still would have been under budget. I still would have had the money. So maybe for next week we'll figure that out.
Yes. I'm looking forward to next week as well.
My truck will actually drive next week.
Really?
Yes. Maybe without a
Mine-
body, but
My
Were you
motor
just
isn't
smelling.
Yeah, my
yours?
motor not been smelling super hot the last week or so. I've only been driving it inside, but that's even harder.
You've
on it
only been
usually,
driving it
especially
on carpet.
Yeah,
I only drove
With-
it on the grass once.
right. With overdrive gears, and that is not a recipe for a happy motor.
No.
Let alone these SCX24 motors are not that good.
What?
What? This is
What?
brand new information.
I didn't know that.
So, yeah, but
True North just said, after this, I get to watch this week's budget build off. Stares at Josh.
go back to the beginning of this episode, watch the first 10 minutes, and then go watch the videos.
You didn't mention the other thing though about the fact that it was only 43 cents for the part.
I mean, counting filament, like, let
Yeah, it was 43 cents if you count the filament. I did put it up on Shapeways though, so if you were interested in buying one already pre-made, no markup.
how much is it on?
$5.
How much is $5? Okay,
Yeah.
fair. It's going to be like $15 in shipping and processing from them, but
That's none of my problem.
not our problem. That's not our problem.
That's
That's
not
not
my
part of the
problem.
rules.
It's not part of the rules.
Listen, we just follow the rules here.
Rules.
That is some of the things like we should quickly before we wrap this
Yes,
up.
Musha, I did round up the dollar I did round up to the dollar, so actually I'm 2 cents. I have 2 cents more.
You rounded up your tally?
Yeah.
Rounding? I'll start rounding too.
I rounded
Carrying
up. I rounded up.
Hmm.
Not down.
So, reading in some of the comments, a lot of times people are just like, you probably have like a radio laying around that you could use as like a free. I'm just like,
that's not how this works.
Like that's a big part. Like we understand that is a possibility.
Absolutely.
If we could just use whatever we had laying around.
I spent no money ever.
Yeah.
Because technically, I bought most of these parts before this budget build-off even started.
Yeah, like
so
6 months ago. I forgot about. Honestly, this has been such a fun project because I was going through the box of parts I had for this and went, look at this. This is awesome. It's like I totally forgot I got this 6 months ago. Like, okay.
Oh, RC Fun said his fiance and him are doing a Tamiya build-off against each other. That sounds kind of fun. That your wife is, or future wife is, maybe, well, she's your future wife now. She might not be after she realizes what whole of RC is all about.
Is this
top
all
tip
it is? For Tamiya builds, have moose jaw paint them.
Have JIS bits too. Don't try using
I
a
still
regular
don't
Phillips.
own that somehow.
Of all the things, Josh.
I know. Of all the things in my stupid box of tools.
Yeah.
You know, I've got frame rails and screwdrivers and
extra deadbolts, whatever. It's a tool.
Doesn't count. It's for
She
a
has
truck.
10 of her own. That's amazing. That's really cool.
That's dangerous, really.
Has she seen flying cars? Wait a minute. Is this a real life flying cars situation? Did she work at the hobby shop?
Did you have a different girlfriend first? Is this the continuation?
It's Flying Cars 2 Electric Boogaloo. True North RC said, wait, you pre-bought parts? That's the biggest cheat. Budget building has to be what can currently be obtained. Hey, you can buy all this stuff right now.
Hey, I mean, you can buy it. It doesn't have to necessarily be available. You just have to find a link for it somewhere.
Or maybe even not the real link. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just like, this looks similar.
This is sort of, it's got the same words in the description.
It's got most of the words.
She works at a sports store. So like a sporting goods store. I think that's close enough. Do they have RC stuff? Is there a drone, perhaps?
Yeah. It's the same story.
It's exactly the same story.
Did someone come talk to you a little while ago and try and write some notes down? Like,
Did they make you sign a release?
you ever tried to jump a house or a shed? Anything that they could have stretched.
Did John Schultz, in some way or form, coach you on driving an RC8?
Do you wear a tie?
Do you work in the film industry? Loosely.
He was a receptionist, I think, at a film place. No. At least he was sitting at the receptionist desk.
He was at the receptionist desk. That is true. JR said, hey, Matt, I will send you a price gun. You can make up your own prices like Josh does. Good chunk.
I do just point at things and be like, this costs $5.59. I didn't show it. You just had to believe me.
No, he drives an 18-wheeler.
It's going to be hard to spin this into the same story.
Yeah. Oh, do you carry plywood? Do you pick up plywood off job sites in your 18-wheeler?
Yes.
Amazing.
I'm really thinking that this price gun thing's a good idea. I can just get whatever I want printed on the top.
I think it's more like I'm just going to make up a website. rccarparts.com. Oh, sort of, wait a minute. Where did Comp Stance come from? Whose idea was that one?
I still don't know that this is a true story.
No?
I'm pretty sure that.
It seems like you're really you're kind of dodging this one.
I know.
And
That's
it's
'cause
interesting to me that, you know, after we have our little chat about comp stance and
Mhm.
I you know, mentioned hashtag comp stance, that it somehow
Did
appears.
you mention the hashtag?
I'm
this
pretty
is what
sure I
have to find.
did. And I think it comes to be on a Vanquish branded product
Hey, I'll tell you the truth. It
with a
wasn't my idea.
logo that I will say arguably is not great. It's not
Great.
good.
For one, it wasn't even my idea to put it on something. It was done and executed by other people. And I was like, I like it. Boom.
Did Brandon do that? Huh? Brandon did it? I'll expect my royalty check in the form of a Vanquish VS410 Ultra.
Yeah, it's gonna be that, except that it's just gonna be a different product with a different price, and then it's gonna substitute that in.
Yeah, I got this on rccarparts.com. $8.99. Travis Gilmore says, I remember the chair squeaking with the comp stances the evening it was invented.
Oh, I remember when you acted it out
Mm-hmm.
as we were discussing it. Just don't know that you were the one that initiated it.
The way you say that makes
It's because I'm usually so certain of everything. I've never been wrong, so I don't want to like commit to it without like. It's a kind of a CYA thing.
You've never been wrong.
Right. That's why I'm not so certain on how
it's just
saying it.
The terms, like the intonation, the tone of your voice is the same tone that you use when you claim that you don't cheat on these things. So it's hard for me to differentiate between you lying and you genuinely not remembering.
See,
even the face you're making right now is the same face you make when you're trying to like worm your way out of something.
Worm my way.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Everyone's going to the archives. For the record, again, I don't really care. It's not like they can have their little hat.
What shoes was he wearing when he put his shoe on the chair? Slippers? Plaid house shoes. Like a crazy person. That's when we talked about his sleeping hat with the ball at the end.
Right, and the long dress, the sleeping dress.
Yeah.
Guilty, guilty, guilty. Josh has a horrible poker face. It's true.
Or do I?
Yes. It's so good.
Such a fidgeter that I don't believe I'm great at poker.
No.
Like,
I mean,
I get taller, like
dough. Yeah. Scaled Custom Crawler wants to ask a question. What turn would you run in a brushed motor, and what turn would you run in a brushless motor? I don't like using turns for brushless motors, but turn for a brushed motor, again, is getting harder because of like 5-slot motors. And
what vehicle are we discussing? Just a trail truck?
For crawling.
Let's use an SCX 10.2, for example.
I would go 35 turn in a standard motor. I'd probably go maybe 21 turn in a 5-slot, or 16 turn in a 5-slot. And then for KVs, I would go 3600 or 2600.
There you go. Somewhere seems almost consistent. My suggestions, I like 27 turn, 3-slot brush motors, kind of standard. A little bit more wheel speed than a 35 turn. Torque is almost the same. I'm a little bit happier with a 27 turn. 13 turn would be roughly the equivalent for a 5-slot brush motor. And then for brushless, 2700 kV is kind of my sweet spot now. And because that's generally a motor that's great on 3S and fantastic on 4S. So there you go. all of the brushed motors, those are 3S suggestions.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Perry G. He says it's in quotes, 21 turn in a 5 slot. And then it says ... Josh stares intently. 16?
I know. I felt like that was a bit high. Still, Travis Gilmore just said, still not as good as the jumping on someone else's live while in bed in his boxers. Agreed. My finest moment. To complain about a movie that they
Dark
liked
Knight
more.
Was clearly the best Batman ever created.
I don't think that's what you said. The Dark Knight.
Yes, it is.
I thought you thought the original
Ledger's
Batman
Joker
was better. Yeah, that's
no.
That's what I was saying. Dark Knight's the best one.
Okay. You definitely disagreed with something. You probably disagreed.
Joker.
I don't know why.
It was Heath
Ledger's the best Joker.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know what you were disagreeing about then.
No.
We're going to have to go back and find that episode.
Back to the tape. I think it was that Nicole thought that Jared Leto was the best Joker.
She does like Jared Leto.
Oof. Barf. That's for another episode. I'll come back on Friday night and we can yell about that one. All right, folks, let's end this one. Thank you very much for watching. Again, a lovely show.
I have a bunch of people to thank. Let's see. Hold on just a second.
This argument confirms Matt and Josh are a couple. They don't remember what they argue about.
Let's see. Dale C, Lone Star RC Guy, BT Scale Crawler, Fab Shop, Gray Matter, Fab, Isogen, Gene Masters, Perry G, Gene Masters. And there was one other one that I cannot read because something is covering it. Go for it, Matt.
Sam's Garage, Cody Oscar David, RC Dave Charged Up, Lone Star RC Guy, Blind Guy RC, Gunnar Nissen, Slowdon, Scale Custom Crawler, BT, Gunnar Nissen, Crawler Baller, and Psycho 13 Garage. Thanks, guys.
Slowdon was that one I couldn't see, and I know Gunnar was on here. Maybe for some reason they're not all popping up.
Maybe he
also
requested a refund
and anybody else who I missed by possibly it not loading for me. So
yeah, what are you watching? What are you doing on Friday night?
Possibly that Civic that Moose Jaw was showing. It'd be my first ever front wheel drive.
Oh, nice! You're going to be really disappointed.
Or it could be the Axial Exo, but
right. What happened with that? I saw a screenshot about that being the thing you were going to do.
I got home last Friday with minutes to spare and came in the house and I left the Exo at the office.
Amazing.
I know.
Harley Designs, everybody.
Yeah. The pinnacle of preparedness. You're all great. Much appreciated.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.
Great rest of the week. We'll see you Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Bye, everyone. Have a great evening. Love you. Bye.